Yeah, another Mike Bitter Truth Sunday podcast. What's good, everybody? Yeah, shout out to Delilah on this podcast right here. Yes, VIP supporter of the Mike Bitter Truth. Now, we go talk about funerals and how death is become a commodity. Basically, death is a part of life. Put it that way. And I discuss about, the side of the earth that we live on is basically where they harvest in soul. Whether you believe it or not, that's exactly what's going on. So yes, you have to die for other people to live. And they set it up just like that with everything they put on you. You understand? Everything they put around you, your whole life based upon death. You have to remember that. And as they tell you, the only thing sure is paying taxing and debt. That's it. The only thing you show off in life is debt. So yes, debt gotta be in the industry. That's what it is. So when your family member die, we can go back far enough. We can go far back in history or supposedly, in biblical days where we can basically know with knowledge, wisdom, understanding that yes, people used to just bury their family right there. If you have a dead family member, you bury them right on the property. But these times when you don't own no property, it's basically rent homes and all of these things now, and the masses scatter out and life change and time change and everything. Yes, you're more into the government hands when it comes to burial and even cremation. I talk about that as well. That's part of living in hell. You're burned to ashes. We're gonna talk about it with the funeral industry. Basically, they profit off your demise like every other thing in the world. Let's get into this right here and talk about it. Run it.
In this world, nothing is certain except death and taxes. Today, the funeral industry in the United States is worth $20 billion annually with
Hold on. $20 billion, and they say annually. As you could see, 207 coding for number 9. But what I'm telling you right here, people, the debt is a commodity. It got to be, something in place where when you die, the government take over. Do you understand that? Where it's no longer in your hands. You have to understand that. And like I mentioned before, yes, the people used to be responsible to bury their dead. Just like, the animals. Just like you might have a pet and now the pet die. The system changed now where you probably have to go to a pet cemetery or a pet kind of, burial just to get that pet buried. It's coming towards that where you can't bury a pet if it die. Do you understand that? The same thing they do with us. Because before, we used to handle our own dead, bury it and everything. And now the government put something in place. Pay attention.
4 million funerals every year.
Go back.
The United States is worth $20 billion annually with 2.4 million funerals every year.
2.4, that's a number 6. 2.4 million funerals a year. Go back.
Today, the funeral industry in the United States is worth $20 billion annually with 2.4 million funerals every year. Historically, funerals were a personal practice.
You hear that?
From the medieval ages to the mid-1800s, families would take care of their own dead.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's 100% truth. That was the natural way to bury a dead. Because we come in this earth, the side of the earth that they have us, where death is, proud. Everybody gonna die. So yes, the peoples used to take care of their own death. The government already know it was gonna happen because they set it up for you to die quick. So what they gotta do, come up with a way where you can be involved in the dead. It's all government shit. As soon as somebody die, you have to call the government to come get the body. They put it in a refrigerator. They do all of these things and you gotta pay them money for doing that. But it's something that you have to do. Do you see what I'm saying here, people? It's not your choice. I guess it's your choice and you say, okay, we're going to bury them or we're going to cremate them. That's the only choice you supposedly have. And like I mentioned, they put 2 things on the table. You choose one. You didn't use your free will. So pay attention here, people, how they implement funerals and all of these things after they kill you.
Carpenters, furniture makers, and woodworkers would build caskets for families upon request and occasionally provide transport of the body with their
And hold on again, people. Pay attention, because another thing that you need to understand. I don't think that the regular human being come up with that way to bury a dead, the board box and all. You have to understand that, people. It's part of the devil shit. You don't get it, man. So this practice that they give you in the earth, that to bury people in a box. First it was a wooden box. Now they made out of all kind of different things. Do you get it, people? I don't think that's come from the regular people. It's something that they want to happen. Now, listen, people. I'm always gonna mention this. You're living in a wicked world. It's not going in your favor. So I don't trust the way they tell you to bury people, or they do bury people. I don't trust it. It seems like it could be something that could keep you dead forever or trapped forever in that state. I don't know. It could be a real reason why they put you in a board box, and it's not to your advantage or the death advantage. You understand? So yes, we don't know what kind of rituals or what kind of, whatever they come up with that they decide to bury us in a box. Let's pay attention again.
And cart, but this was side income rather than a primary trade. Regardless, these part-time individuals were history's first undertakers.
You hear that, people? History first undertakers. They have to have them, because remember this, the government gonna take the dead out your hands. So yes, now they come up with undertakers, funeral homes, and everything else, and then bam, the whole industry is implemented. Listen.
Society became more urban, and as communities began to grow, it was no longer suitable or sustainable for families to keep burying the dead on their own private property.
Yeah, but guess what, people? Dead is not the real people. The regular human being decide not to do that. You have to understand. The people, that's what they do. They only let you do it for a little bit. Just like abortions. Yes, they tell you that, women were so desperate back in the days to kill the baby in their belly. They would try anything. So the government have to come up with a way to suck the baby out of them. And the masses buy it. You don't get it, people. These are the things that they have to implement, because it's a part of life. You remember? It's a part of life. That means they already have it figured out, because they're the one who bring you here to live on this side of the earth. And I mentioned trap people in a cage. Anything you have in here, they're the one who feeding you it 100% in. So this funeral thing that they put together all by design, they have to do it because they know they're gonna create dead and deaths in this earth.
Cemeteries were established as common areas designated for burials.
There you go, government place. The government have to give you an open land, a field to bury dead on. You can't bury them in your yard, especially if you live in the city. So this is how it used to be. You can bury your dead in the country. I guess anywhere in the world you can still do it. You can bury dead in the country if you have property, but not in the city. Not in the city, okay? So in the city, basically, and even the peoples in the country do it also. I mean, they have the land, they can do it, but they rather follow the supposed government way how to bury the dead. So they're gonna go the government way, give them the body, and let them bury it, and I suppose it be government plot. Listen.
The Civil War in 1861 then followed as a pivotal moment for the modern American funeral industry.
There you go. And all of these things trigger off war that they give you. Like I mentioned, war is propaganda to change and make agendas.
Soldiers had to be transported back home from the front lines, and their bodies needed to be preserved for burial.
Listen.
Embalming, the art of preserving a dead human body, became a valued skill.
It become a valued skill. Embalmment. You see that, people? Like I don't tell you, they have everything in place. So you understand, it wasn't a coincidence. They already know. Remember, they're gonna give you technology, soon follow. All of these things are gonna lead you to your death, your destruction in the earth. So of course they have to come up with ways to bury you quick and fast, or use embalmment and them things to preserve the body.
After the Civil War, embalming had become a widely
Civil
accepted
War.
and essential service in all American funerals.
Wow.
It was a natural transition for embalmers to become undertakers, or for these woodworkers to become embalmers and then full-time undertakers.
Listen.
Since the embalmer is already physically preparing the body for burial, it made sense for them to also offer other services that would be required along the way, like body transport,
Wow.
storage, coffins, ceremony, and reception space.
And another thing, people, the supposed ceremony. Wow, I already told you, man. You see, most of the practice that we have living on earth, and we just take it as, as it comes, and we just live. Those are devil rituals, 100% in. And I don't doubt when I tell you, the way we bury the dead is a satanic way. They kill you, and they decide where you're gonna end up. So of course they have to come up with the burial rituals. Listen.
As society scaled, undertakers opened funeral homes in their communities as a central place to provide these services for a local customer base.
Yes, but what you have to understand is not regular people supposed to be opening up these funeral homes. You have to understand it's the government shit. They make the funeral industry because they know they're gonna kill people rapidly. Listen.
Communities as a central place to provide these services for a local customer base. Most funeral homes in America to this day remain true to their roots as small, independent, family-owned businesses.
No, people, no. You gotta stop that dumb shit. Even if you believe it, take it out of your head. These are not supposed to be regular people opening up these businesses. You have to understand that. The death caused by the government people and also the burial. They're the one who come up with the ways to bury you. They can sprinkle all these funeral homes all over the place because they know they're gonna kill people. All of these is government operation
that
right
have been
here on
passed
earth.
down from generation to generation.
And
as the funeral industry has evolved, so have the titles. Undertakers are nowadays better known as morticians or funeral directors. The passing of a family or friend, the burial, a somber funeral service, and the accompanying grief are uncomfortable experiences that we all go through in our lives. Death, whether our own or other people's, is an unpleasant and difficult reality that most of us actively avoid talking about until it's absolutely necessary. But for funeral homes and cemeteries, death is their business. The more people die, the more funerals they conduct, the more bodies they bury, and the more money that they make.
Yes, and that's all by design. Like I mentioned, you're living right here in the devil part of the earth, where death is basically a part of life. It sounds funny, but that's what it is. So it's only fitting for them to make funerals home, all kind of funeral, this, buy wreaths and all of these things that they put together. For you to understand that, hey, you're sending off your loved ones in style and it's the best way to send them off. But it's all government and devil rituals they give you when it comes to burying the dead. It's a planned shit right here on earth. Now you have to ask the question, people, what gonna happen to your soul when you follow the practice of the burial, the wooden box and everything? Now, I'm telling you, I always wonder about it. That's why I keep putting my finger on it. I keep pointing on it so you can actually think about it as well. What's up with the board box? And remember this, people, you're putting the board box in dirt. So I guess it's a way to decay your body faster. That's it. I don't know, because they have marble casket. They have all kind of different, material making these casket. But the original way, the foundation way, is the wooden box. And people still do it. It don't matter. People are always go be buried in a wooden box. I want to understand, why is that? To me, that's part of the devil world. No doubt about it. They put you in that wooden box, stuck you in the dirt. I guess your body will rotten faster. No lie, people. Why is a wood box necessary? Listen.
The death industry is not one that demands innovation or gets a lot of attention in the first place. Funeral homes and cemeteries are known as stable, recession-proof, defensive businesses that make good money rain or shine.
You hear that? Recession-proof. Meaning that the business of death never stop. It never slow down. It only speed up. In these times, yes, it speed up. So if you know, as a matter of fact, they just tell you basically. That's one of the things that never slow down, is the death of the people. Unbelievable when you put that to reality. Think about it. The only thing that never slow down, never really, get a break is death. Never take a break. As a matter of fact, it turned up. You've seen it since 2020. 2019, 2020, you've seen it. I even have videos where I break down where they have new ways how to decompose body. Do you understand that? How to break the body down. They can turn it back into dirt with process and chemical. They can turn it into water, liquefy the bodies, turn it into water and give you in a jug and say, go home, you can use it to water some tomatoes and your family still live on. Or when they turn you into dirt, they tell you go plant some things in it, plant some tomatoes, plant some little, fruits and vegetables if you want. And that person gonna grow that vegetable. So you understand what I'm saying here? Every way how they get rid of the human body is actually a wicked, wicked devil rituals. Now go to the part where they burn you to ashes that they call cremate. Cremate, they call it. How does it sound to you? It sound pleasant? Where they burn your body to ashes? I'm going to ask you a question. What did they tell you about hell? Did they say everlasting fire burning, and you can't imagine the heat that gonna be coming from the hell itself? There you go. They introduce you to hell when they cremate your body. Oh, you say, oh, ma'am, you're already dead, so they burn you and it's nothing. No. What they do with your body, it's important to what gonna happen to your soul. I'm not lying here. This is real. So yes, they know people. They know a lot of things that you don't. That's the reason why they can manipulate, bringing you up stuff and tell you, hey, you need it, so we bring it. All of these things that they're doing is for your destruction. 100% in. So I'm saying, this death thing and this burial, all devil shit. The human being used to bury their dead on their own. You don't have to involve the government. But they already know it's only a matter of time. So they talk about world war, and the war costs a lot of death. So now they have to bring up embalmment and all of these things and burials and devil shit. And it was all planned. No matter what they tell you, trigger it off. Let's listen.
They've also picked up a poor reputation as an opaque and predatory business that exploits grief for maximum profit through price gouging, confusing billing, and upselling to emotionally vulnerable individuals.
You don't get it, people. That's exactly why they're there. All the things that they just mentioned is the reason why they're there. Remember, they take the burying of the dead out of your hands. So now the normal thing to do is have a funeral. High cost, they hit you here, they hit you there. You don't even understand what the hell you're paying for. But it's something that you have to do. So guess what? Sometimes somebody die, their family can't afford to bury them. You believe that? Wow. Your family die, your family member die, and if you don't have certain amount of money, you're going to have problem burying them. Because the system set up where it's pricey. They can show you this, show you that, and look here, look here. And guess what, people? You see, at the end of the day, the cheapest way to get rid of the body is what? Bet you don't tell me. Did it hit you yet? Cremation. You hear me? Yes. The cheapest way to get rid of the dead now is cremation. And believe it or not, people, when I was growing up, I used to think that the cremation is like the upper echelon of burial. I'm not playing. That's what it used to come to me as. And as I get smarter, I kind of realize that, hey, this is hell. They basically put your body into a furnace where they're gonna burn you to ashes and then give the family a little bit of it. I said, there you go, that's him. We put him in a urn. Listen to me, people. The cheapest way to get rid of the dead are, deal with the dead, cremation. So that means more people gonna burn. I don't know, people. I don't understand if you're gonna have a soul, if you're gonna be able to complete this path to be on the next when they do that to your body. I already told you, I believe that the soul live on when the body pass. We didn't just come here to live a short time and just die and that's it. Life is a journey. You're here to make sure you clear the path for your soul. I don't think your soul gonna be in a clear path if you burn to ashes. Take that in consideration, because I did a podcast back in the days and I told you that they can't burn me. I mean, when you're dead, you don't have no control. But if you got a control now where you can say, hey, listen, your youths or whatever, or whoever gonna responsible for you later on, you can put it out there that, hey, this is what I want and this is what I don't want and all of that shit. You don't guarantee that they're gonna follow. But what I'm saying is, you shouldn't choose to be burned. They give you the concept of hell, which is hurt. Only on hurt they can come up with a way to burn you to ashes, turn you into dust. Only here on this earth. So tell me, people, is your soul gonna be saved? Is your soul gonna be in the right place if they burn you? I don't think so. That wooden box shit, I don't trust it. They know a lot of things that we don't. They know how to crucify our soul. They know how to make our soul end up on the wrong side. So yes, they're working on that with all the energy, all the power they have. That's why they give you all of these things to take you out quicker. Yes, life is now shorter. And like I say, they have to come up with more ways to get rid of the dead. I already mentioned it. And before, the video that I put up with them, turning human being into dirt, turn them into soil, that video was banned off YouTube. They didn't want me to. I guess, I'm explaining why they do it. So of course they have to ban it, because now I'm putting a, explanation on it where the people can understand why they're doing it. So of course they wasn't gonna like it. So you have to understand, people. The first thing, death is not natural. Is that shocking to you? Death is not natural. Death is something that the peoples who control you, I shouldn't say humans, they're not human beings. They're the one who come up with the wicked things to kill human beings. 100%. I must say it again. Death is not natural. Technology kill you? Death is not natural. Invention kill you? These things that they have on the table kill you? Yes. You feel like you did whole and die? They kill you. Your body supposedly break down and you say, hey, it's out of everybody's hands. Nobody did this. I'm just old and dry up. No. You can't explain nothing to me that can tell me that death was natural, or the Creator created us where death is natural, where you can just be walking down the road. Oh, you die from natural causes at 55 years old. That's not how the Creator made us. We shouldn't be this frail and easy to die. But guess what? We accept everything the devil give us in this devil side of the earth. So yes, with the devil control you on earth, death is a part of your life. That's just that simple. Because the devil run you on earth, death is a part of your life. It's just that simple. So listen, we're living in a devil earth They're the one who gonna, prime you up, feed you, clothe you, and kill you. That's how the world run. And they also gonna bury you. So they're responsible for where your soul gonna end up. And that's no joke. So when they control how you live and die and how you bury, I guarantee you won't be at this place where the Creator made you to be. You understand? That's just simple as that. Now let's listen and finish out this video, see as what else we can get out of it. Listen.
Rules and grieving families. Funeral directors are infamous for manipulating information like saying embalming is required by law,
You hear that?
or to buy a $6,000 luxury
You hear that?
high-gloss mahogany wood. White
Most of it is by law. Most of it is by law, people. I already told you. The first thing you have to understand is a law for them to take over the dead. That's it. They have to. As a matter of fact, if you have a dead in your home and you don't report it, they can charge you for it. Do you understand that? You have to report the dead and have them come pick him up. They're going to take it to a morgue. They're going to take it from there. So they're going to just take it from there and then they charge you whatever they do to the body. You understand that? This is an organization, like I say, for the devil people right here.
The interior casket so that the dead can lie more comfortably.
You hear that?
While people say
the dead gonna lie comfortable. It's stupid shit, people. The dead gonna lie comfortable. That's why you're lying it with satin and sponges and all of these things. You better wake your ass up. They're gonna put you in the dirt so you're rotten. What you mean laying comfortable? A dead person. Listen.
Homes and cemeteries are in the business of death. It seems more accurate to call them the business of grief. The dead don't care how they're buried. It's the living that cares and pays. The average
You hear that, people? Pay attention. It's the living that care. But listen. The dead itself don't care when it's dead. But before, when it was alive, of course they have a sense of what's going on as far as burial. Okay, so yes, people, I don't know. Like I said, they make a wish, supposedly, or they, the dying wish, or they know they're gonna die, so they say, hey, listen, this is how I wanna go out. I wanna be cremated, I wanna this, I want this casket, I want this, that. That don't mean that they're gonna follow it. But yes, they can say, what they want, but at the end of the day, what they're following. It's a system. So if you look on a menu, a restaurant menu, and you pick something off it, you still pick from the establishment. So yes, they give you choices, but at the end of the day, you're going to choose one of what they set up for your destruction. And I told you, I don't think the soul is safe with the devil people in control. Okay, so somebody please tell me, why did they take over the dead? Why? Why did they take over the dead? Why they feel it's important for them to be responsible for the dead people? My family member dead, I'm responsible for the burial. But no, the government responsible. That tell you something. They want you responsible for your final destination. Yes, the body is off. The body is died. The body rotten. But the soul gone to another place. Where the soul gonna end up, it all depends on where they sent you. How they send you off in the devil earth. So understand this. I really truly believe the human being gonna stay trapped in earth. Right here. You're gonna stay trapped in this devil earth, which is gonna becomes hell. The right spices and sprinklings gonna make it hell, and they're working on it. So yes, you can't leave hell if they're the one who bury you. It's just that simple. The devil rituals, all of these things that they have put in place, yeah, it might be digging on your pocket, but that's not the main reason. They're digging on your pocket because of the pressure on earth. They want to pressure you on earth. They want you to feel the pressure. You have to have all of these things, pressure in your brain. Oh, you're going to do this, or you're going to do that. But at the end of the day, is where your soul going to end up, is what they're really about. They know these things that we don't. I keep telling you that. They know these things. They know about the Creator more than you. That's why they can go against the Creator. That's why they can do all these manipulations to us. Take us in this part of the land that we didn't belong and everything. Now, You have to live by how they live, how they want you to live. Die and bury how they want you to. You understand? That's how the world set up. Bam.
How do you know whose ashes are in that urn? And what happens to gold fillings and metal plates when a person's cremated?
Now, the good question is the first one. How do you know? And it's funny, people, because I ask the same question. Wow, unbelievable. I ask the same question to somebody that I know. They have the urn sitting there, seal. You know that seal urn where you can't open? And they told her that's her son in there. And I'm like, I don't know. How can you believe these people, man? They only doing it for your destruction and your damn money. Put pressure on you on the earth, and like I say, they're responsible for that dead soul. That person that died, they're responsible for where the soul end up. Why do you let them burn your family member to ashes? How can you even think about it and go through with it, people? Come on. So yes, I ask a question. How do you know is your loved one in that urn? How do you know? They're burning people. They're burning people and they're burning people. And they just give you a cup of ashes? Whose ashes is it? Where does it come from? You don't get it, people. Who to be sure if they're actually giving you no damn ashes from your loved ones? Listen this.
Ashes are in that urn. And what happens to gold fillings and metal plates when a person's cremated? Here's what's really left of a body after cremation, according to an expert. Losing a loved one is never easy and often leaves families in a state of shock and profound grief. In many cases, the planning and costs associated with the funeral and burial only compound an already difficult situation. The average cost of a funeral with burial is nearly...
And always wear all black and white for funeral. Pay attention.
$1,000. Meanwhile, services including cremation are on average $7,000 based on 2022 reporting from Forbes. As a result, cremation has reportedly now replaced traditional burial as the most...
Bam! What did I tell you, people? What did I tell you? I told you I never miss. Yes, cremation takes over burial. They burn your body to ashes. What did I tell you, people? I'm 100% on the money. You have to understand that how they bury you, how they take you out, have a lot to do with your soul, people. You don't have... When they burn you, you're done. When they burn you to ashes, I don't think your soul gonna make it to the right path, people. You got destroyed in hell. They burn your body to ashes. Unbelievable that you thought that was a good thing to do when you die or your family member die. So you burn them and keep them in ashes. Keep them in ashes farm in your home. Not right. Wow.
Your choice as grieving families seek more cost-effective and efficient solutions.
Yes, cost-effective is the name of the game. So everybody gonna be burned. Everybody gonna be burned. In these times where it's all strain on the masses, all these bills, all these things that surround you, yes, you're not going to have enough money to actually give your family member a proper burial. So they tell you the cheapest route to go, burn them in ashes, burn them to ashes in a furnace. Unbelievable that you fall for that. It's a devil trick on earth that the masses fall for. Don't burn your family member to ashes, people. It's a wicked rituals. 100%.
Cremation has become increasingly popular in the last decades. Many people are unaware of the specific details of the process. For instance, many are unaware of how the body will be prepared, or what happens if a loved one has non-biological objects surgically placed inside their body. But as far as metal plates, rods, and staples go, they are typically left in place because the cremation process will not completely destroy.
Why would you worry about that, people? That's what you worry about when you burn your family member? I'm going to ask you again, man. When you burn your family member in a furnace to ashes, you worry about a filling in the damn teeth? What a dumb shit for the dumb people here.
However, those objects are then separated from the person's remains following cremation. Gold and silver fillings will also likely melt during cremation as they generally contain alloys. For this reason, fillings are usually left intact before the cremation process begins. unless specifically requested by family members.
Wow.
Pacemakers, on the other hand, have to be removed as they can explode during the cremation process. This can cause extensive damage to the furnace, making the process less safe. Silicone breast implants are also generally removed before cremation as they can adhere to the other remains during the process.
What?
Silicone breast implants are also generally removed before cremation as they can adhere to the other remains during the process.
They can do what? What the fuck is this, man? Go back again. I can't understand what they're saying. Again.
Are also generally removed before cremation as they can adhere to the other remains during the process. Crematoriums are also required by law to place a person's remains in a container, which is usually a cardboard box or a special casket. The body is then placed in
Cardboard box. Huh? Wow, unbelievable. Our Folgers can, a coffee can, right? Listen.
which is usually a cardboard box or a special casket. The body is then placed inside the cremator, which is a high-powered furnace lined with heat-resistant refractory bricks or similar material. The furnace is lined with heat-resistant refractory bricks or similar material. The furnace in the cremator is fueled by natural gas or propane and is lit until the temperature reaches 1500 to 1900 degrees Fahrenheit. The entire cremation process is generally complete within 2.5 hours.
Hold on, people. 2.5 hours it takes to turn you into nothing but ashes, dust. Wow. So it's burning. Go back again. There's something we're missing here. No, they're using propane to burn you. But listen, hear this.
And is lit until the temperature reaches 1500 to 1900 degrees Fahrenheit.
1500 to 1900 degrees Fahrenheit, that burn you to ashes in 2.5 hours. Wow. Can you imagine how hot that shit is, people? And you put your family member in there. Yes, they tell you it's a dead person, but what gonna happen to them, people? What gonna happen to the soul of that person when you just burn them in the middle of hell? In the middle of a hellfire, you turn them into ashes in a couple of hours. And that's the person that you love. Unbelievable.
The entire cremation process is generally complete within 2.5 hours. Speaking exclusively with Grunge, Sarah Chavez, executive director of the leading death acceptance organization, Order of the Good Death, said, what is left after cremation is usually some brittle bone fragments and ash. Typically, it takes approximately 30 minutes for the remains to cool before they can be further processed, Cremation Solution reports. Once they've cooled down, Chavez tells Grunge, the remains are then carefully swept out by a crematory operator. The bone fragments and ash are then run through a magnetic field to remove any metal fragments, including surgical implants or parts of the casket. Everything that's left is then placed into a so-called cremulator. As Chavez explains, the cremulator further breaks down the remaining bone fragments into what we commonly call ashes.
Good night, sweet prince.
There you go. Of course, they're showing you a movie clip. And I mentioned the Folgers can, and you see, they have it right there. You have to understand, a lot of times they do it. They just put it in a coffee can and say, yeah, you can't afford to earn? There you go right there. Now you can go spread them around the place. And a lot of people actually, buy into these things because of the damn movie. No lie. They show you a movie. This movie right here show you, hey, look, their friend died and their friend requests for them to sprinkle them in the Pacific or whatever. And that's most of what the people gonna do. Oh, yeah, just sprinkle my ashes in the sea. Oh, sprinkle my ashes there in the desert. That's what they put in your subconscious mind, that it's a good thing. Oh, you are outdoor guy, so that's when you burn him, just let his ashes go in the outdoors. You're doing him some good. You don't understand what you're doing to those souls. They're not gonna make it out of this hell 100% in. And for all of you people who don't understand or don't believe what I'm saying here, yes, you're gonna see with experience. Experience gonna teach you, but it's gonna be too late. You need to understand what is life and even what's death. Death is design. 100% design. So what you have to understand, if you can't stay free from death in here, so the only thing you gotta have to steer you out of here is how you bury, how they treat your body when you're dead. That's what's gonna determine where you're gonna end up. It don't matter, people. It don't matter. We talk about, doing good in this earth and make sure that if you do good and, look out for humanity and all of these things, and, you will have a chance to get to the next side with a free soul because you did what you could on earth. You try your best. But for the people who helped destroy this earth or participate in it, yes, they're going to be right here. Their soul going to be trapped and tormenting here. But say, for instance, you do your good, you set up, you do all the things that you need to do, and, you follow your wisdom, understanding, and knowledge, and, you learn some things and all of that, and then when you're dead, they burn you in a furnace, turn your body into ashes. So listen, you lead your soul to a certain path, and then when you die, now somebody else in control of it. I'll tell you, this is real. So yes, they put you in a furnace, even though you do your good and you set your pathway, they throw you off by burning you to ashes. You did all the good work to get out of this side of the earth when you pass. Listen to me. All the good things that you do now throw away by how they bury you. Put you in a furnace, turn you into ashes. They just introduce you to hell. The soul never gonna be at rest if you burn the damn body to ashes. You have to understand that, people. It's part of the masses going into hell or staying in hell for that matter. That's what they do. That's why they come up with the rituals of burial. Bam.
The processed ashes tend to resemble sand in texture and are...
that, people? Bam. It recognized as sand, or it supposedly look like sand? Huh. Okay. Go back. Listen.
The processed ashes tend to resemble sand in texture and are generally a shade of gray.
No, people. You say resemble sand and you mention texture. Texture is not a look. Texture is a feel. Okay, so it look like sand? Hold on here, people. Ashes is powder. Sand is not powder. Like I don't tell you, people, you never know once you're messing with these wicked people of this earth. You don't know what they're doing. Of course they can give you some dirt, some sand grain, and tell you that's your family member. Of course they can. Nobody know what they're really doing with the ashes. And if they wanted to do something, there's no way you can stop them. Because they go around the corner, so they burn it and bring you back the remains. That's it. You think you're going to be guaranteed that's your family member, like I mentioned, that you carry around in a sealed urn? Come on, people. Most people not even going to get to see the supposedly ashes and notice what the texture is. So therefore, you could be duped. Who knows, people? When they burn the body, who knows if they keep the ashes? Who knows what they do with it and give you something to carry home? Tell you that's what it is. You don't know. At the end of the day, you just don't know. And I'm telling you, people, the way they're doing it right now, yes, the government people control everything. So guess what? Those little funeral homes that you see and they tell you, oh, it's just moms and pops or regular people helping him. You never know what the government have for them as far as procedures that they have to follow. And they have a lot of news coming out. And it's not new where they tell you that funeral homes take the dead and they never bury them. So when they supposedly, search and they find all kind of bodies hanging out. Remember, I think it was maybe about 2015 or so, or maybe far than that, where they tell you a man in Florida, he got a cremation home where he's supposed to cremate the dead, and he hide them in the back. You understand? So what he do is, he have a little land outside, he just put the bodies in there. This is what they tell you on the news. Big old newscast, big old story. So he was hiding the deads in his backyards, bury them in his backyard or the back of the supposed company because one of the furnace is damaged. So the furnace is damaged, the parts and all kind of shit, it costs a lot of money to replace it. So he didn't bother with that. He just said, okay, I'm going to just bury them in the back and give these people some sand to carry home, some fake ashes. Now, lately, they have another story come out. I don't know if they were supposed to cremate the bodies in this funeral home, but they end up finding all the bodies still there intact. He was hiding them. So these are the things that they tell you here. So listen, why I tell you those stories is to understand that when they tell you they cremate your family member and give you the ashes, you don't actually know what it is. You don't know if it's a family member. If you think that deep, you probably don't go on with that supposed to be solution. You don't do that. When you think about it, if you think about it before, like they're gonna just come and give me some burn wood. Who knows? Some burn wood ashes. Oh, you're gonna tell. Especially if they give you in a sealed urn. You don't know what's in it. You don't know if it's a family member. You don't even know what they did. So all those stories kind of tell you something. Yeah, they could just say, okay, we cremate him. There go the ashes. And the body's still there. What kind of shit is that? Like I say, people, most of these things is out of our hands. We let the government take over when it comes to these, important things like a death in your family. Loved ones die, you call up the peoples to take care of it. That's what they set up. Listen.
Once complete, the ashes of an average adult male weigh around 6 pounds, while the ashes of an adult female weigh approximately 4 pounds.
Bullshit.
The final weight of ashes, however, depends more on a person's height at the time of their death as opposed to their weight.
Yeah, people, the time of their death? The time of their death can declare how much ashes you get out of it? Listen.
The final weight of ashes, however, depends more on a person's height at the time of their death as opposed to their weight.
The height,
One of the more common questions about cremation is how family members can be certain they are receiving the remains of their loved ones. To safeguard the process, crematoriums are regulated by law and required to maintain valid licenses to ensure that mix-ups don't happen.
So a license guarantee that mix-up won't happen? No, people, it's stupid shit. 100% dumb shit. And I must say this again. I don't believe you can burn somebody down to that amount of ashes. It's bullshit. Come on, people. It's like a little spoon of ashes, people. A cup of ashes. So the human being burned all the way down to like a little portion, like a couple pound of supposed ashes, people. Come on, that's not right, man. Come on. Listen.
Majority of crematoriums also use metal identification tags, which are placed on the by law and required to maintain valid licenses to ensure that mix-ups don't happen. If asked, majority of crematoriums also use metal identification tags, which are placed on the body prior to cremation.
So you hear that, people? They place a metal thing on the body to identify it before they burn it. What a dumb shit. They can give you anything in that urn and tell you it's your family ashes. Listen.
With the body throughout the entire process. That identification tag is removed from the bone fragments and attached to the container that is returned to the family or placed inside.
Then we could scatter her ashes someplace she really liked.
According to the Order of the Good Dead.
That's how they do it, and that's come from another TV show. No lie. Right there. Another TV show or a movie. They show you that in. Like I show you with the movie with them with the forges pan. And they're gonna supposedly scatter the ashes of a dead person right there. That's what they put in your mind for you to be wanted to cremated. And then bam, cremation is the number one thing now. Burning your body to ashes in the damn hell earth that you live in. Damn. Now take a look at this right here, people. They tell you that somebody gonna speak at their own funeral. Yes, using AI. And remember, I did a live on YouTube where I was breaking it down with the supposed AI burial. All of these things is destruction for the dumb masses on earth. Now pay attention to this right here. Let's listen.
I'm so pleased realized that I met so many good people.
So that's a dead person right there talking at their own funeral. Listen.
That's my life.
Have you ever thought about what you'd say at your own funeral?
Listen to this.
Thanks to AI-powered technology, it's now possible to ask questions to someone who has passed away.
And this is how I told you, and this is why I should say, I told you, don't take nothing from TV. 100% manipulation, and they're messing with your damn brain. So yes, the person that died can talk again via AI. You can ask them questions and everything. I told you the world is a dumb place you live. It's just a stage. Listen.
Stephen Smith is the co-founder and CEO of
Stephen, 33 in coding, right there. Pay attention.
Storyfile, a tech company based in Los Angeles. His
story.
mother, Marina, died in June 2022. But mourners at her funeral were still able to ask her questions. Here is Marina's grandchild.
Listen to this.
How did becoming a grandparent change you?
I'm going to ask you a question, people. Hold on. So you telling me that they already record this shit and then have some answer on the table, some question on the table that she can answer because she already answered it? What is going on here, people? How can this be real? I already told you, man. AI taking over the world, taking you over. That's your damn destruction. 100% in.
It's joy into my life. And I think just the concentration about enjoying the company and going places and sharing and the beautiful little things.
Can you ask that person about death? Can you ask them what's going on with that side? Okay, you can't. Okay, what would you want to ask the dead? Just a good question here. What question would you want to ask a dead person? Say, for instance, the dead can talk. What would you ask them? Would you ask them about life or would you ask them about death? First question you wanna ask or what you wanna know about death. Remember, you're living life, you know life already. Now somebody die, the only question you wanna ask is, how is that treating you? What is death? Can you explain it? Nobody gonna ask about life. They're gonna ask about death because they are talking to somebody that experiences death now. So the AI is bullshit. You better wake your ass up.
Or a child's life.
Marina's video is not a deep fake. The
hear
process starts with the subject using any laptop.
Okay, so if it's not a deep fake and the person is dead, then who is on screen? You see how easy they can fool you? It's not a deep fake. Then what it is? It's not like it's the real person on screen, or if it's recorded it before. If you record it before and then you're going to play it back, then that's different. Come on, man. It's not deep fake. Wow.
The process starts with the subject using any laptop to record themselves answering dozens of questions, which are uploaded to the Storyfile platform.
Okay, there you go.
AI then selects answers to questions pre-recorded and approved by the subject.
Yes, that's exactly how they do the puppets, that they claim that people asking them random question on TV. This is how they do it. It's all stage. This is nothing groundbreaking here. Get out of here.
When we hear people hear AI, they assume that AI means that we are somehow or other creating this character and all the content. Actually, we do use artificial intelligence, but it's not for creating new content or putting words into your mouth. What we're actually doing is using the AI to search the content, the answers to questions that you give, to get the most appropriate response.
Okay, so hold on. So you have to answer all these questions and record it so the AI can choose it when you ask a question? No, people, it's bullshit. You need to wake your ass up. All of these things they implement with AI, destruction for the masses. Don't involve that shit in your life or death. Listen.
What do you enjoy doing with your grandchildren?
Everything, if possible. But I think that singing and music and just everything really.
Storyfile doesn't change answers to questions. We don't edit it. We don't manipulate it. We don't deep fake it. What we're trying to say is...
It's still all bullshit. And like I say, in these times where death is more familiar to you now, you're gonna see more dead people in your family, friends and all. So yes, they're finding new ways to make you accept it. So yes, they can let the dead talk to you and answer questions. If that make you feel better of losing that person. You got it? That's how it is. They're making death more comfortable to you now. Now in the end times, depopulation time, yes, people are gonna die more than ever. That's what you need to understand. Yes, another Mag Bam Sunday. Appreciate everybody for taking it in. 100% respect to all my Patreon, all the people who support the Mag on this podcast right here. Much respect. I'll be back on. Bam.